I've got
to do some of my Brahmic yoga exercises.
Oh yeah. What's that one called?
The leg slightly bent when it's supposed to be straight, a little bit up in the air.
Have you heard about the hoverboard?
I heard somebody rode one. Tony Hawk.
Yes.
Didn't Tony Hawk? I saw the little title and thought, wow, that's cool. Tony Hawk, probably about 85.
He's 46, I think.
Still gets to do cool shit because he was Tony Hawk.
Yeah. The thing is, there were 2 videos of Tony Hawk riding a hoverboard. There was one that was fake, where some company just basically hired a load of celebrities and said, stand on this and we'll put wires on you and pretend it's hoverboard and we'll get loads of money because it'll go viral. And loads of people did it. But then a company called Hendo brought out an actual hoverboard on Kickstarter. And like all Kickstarters, it's basically people who are already clearly very wealthy saying, give us loads of money to make this thing.
It's lazy, isn't it, Kickstarter? It's really fucking lazy. It's just, we don't want to spend any of our own money.
Yeah. It's, I don't know, it's fine, but...
Kickstarter is fine, but you get the people who are incredibly rich
Yeah.
saying, oh, I want to do this and I'm famous, so I'll get loads of attention to it.
Yeah.
And you get people who just want to skip that period of time where you have to put in a lot of work. And a lot of
exactly.
effort. I was listening to Scroobius Pip as a podcast now.
Yeah.
And he had Sage Francis on, who's like an independent American like hip hop artist.
Yeah.
He was talking about Kickstarter and how, I suppose because he was around like in the scene, as it were, before any of that existed.
Back when I was big.
Before the internet, he was talking about how when he first got the internet, people would print off a list of things that he was selling, circle it, and send him $10 in the post.
Wow.
And he'll send it back. He's like, no one would ever do that now. People are wary enough to put credit card details in.
Also, that's too much effort for most people.
Far too much effort. But he's saying, like, Kickstarter, he had to work to independently release an album. He had to earn money. He had to work at a shop for 5 years to save up to get the space. And he said that was a huge part in making him the artist he is and whatever, and the experiences. And the sort of grind, as it were, but it's much, much easier to just go on Kickstarter. And if you have a little fan following, he said he had a reasonable fan following, but you're not going to ask them for money.
Yeah.
Just be like, well, we want $2,000 to do this, we want $20,000 to do this, we want $2 million to do this.
I mean, what I will say for Kickstarter, though, I'm not quite that down on it, because if I had a project, like an art project or something that I wanted to make money off, or whatever, or make it available, I would much prefer, if it was between ad revenue and Kickstarter, I would much prefer Kickstarter. Because ad revenue is money that comes from marketing, which, as we've discussed, is evil, just blood money.
To be fair, he wasn't fully down with it. He said, I've seen some incredible things on there.
Yeah.
But it's just an interesting take on it that I hadn't thought about before, really.
Yeah, I've never really thought of it
sort
that
of
way.
just skips a stage that for however many years of people producing material, art of any kind, has been like quite important.
It's more of the immediacy of this age that we live in coming through.
We want money now to do something now instead of working for a little while to get the money to do it ourselves.
But the thing is, like I said, I don't like the idea that everyone thinks of Kickstarter as like the perfect even playing field, but it isn't at all, because everyone with a successful Kickstarter, clearly already rich, is clearly already so wealthy. They've got loads of production value behind their videos.
Unless you have a strong fan base, which you've probably got from being successful in some way or another anyway, or you create something that grabs people's attention. Like you see the occasional thing that just sort of shoots up. There was one recently, I can't remember what it was. But it's just nobody's did it and it was funny. So people went, and then suddenly they had like $200,000. But if you just do regular Joe blogs, it's going to be very difficult in the mass of the Kickstarter world to get any attention to it other than the people who already have eyes on your product. Yeah,
and it's not if you don't already have a lot of money, it's not necessarily a good investment to make a full prototype of your product and then hire a studio and film yourself in high definition with some licensed music in the background that's played on fucking vibraphones and marimbas going do 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 do. We're all very happy and shiny and friendly. Give us your money. It's always the same music behind Kickstarter. It's always that Apple music, that I'm a Mac and I'm a PC music of like
very clean, very
lullaby music basically. Remember when you were a kid? Give us money.
Yeah, money.
But having said all that,
They made a hoverboard on it though, so that's cool. In of itself, that is cool.
the Hendo company, which is Jill and Greg Henderson.
Yeah.
Jill Henderson is hot as fuck. I can't
Are
find
they
a picture of
related
her.
to
There she
former Pride and Strike Force middleweight champion Dan Henderson?
Yeah. Yes, they are, yeah.
Oh, cool. I thought so.
There's
His nickname is Hendo.
There's Greg. Quite ugly. Probably did all of the work.
Yeah, he did. You can tell by his chin and glasses.
There's Jill, really hot. She seems intelligent as well. I'm not really sexist. It's just a joke. But they basically, this is like a proof of concept. Have you seen the videos of people riding it and stuff?
I've not clicked on it.
Do you want to watch?
Yes.
This video of theirs, this promotional video. I mean, this would have cost hundreds of thousands of dollars to make. That's what I'm saying.
But they've made nearly 500 grand, so it's fine.
Yeah. They've almost doubled their goal, in fact. This is a kid gluing a Superman toy to a little tech deck skateboard that he's taken the wheels off. Pretending that Superman's riding a hoverboard. Even though Superman can already fly.
Yeah, he does need a hoverboard.
And then here he is as a grown-up.
Oh, he's wearing goggles now.
Oh no, that's just his dad. He's like, this is fucking dumb, kid.
Get on your Mac.
And he just makes his own hoverboard. We're seeing like a mini version of the hoverboard floating around. And they unveil the actual thing, which is really chunky, it's really beefy, isn't it? Oh yeah, and it only hovers
like an inch
off the ground. It's cool, it's really cool.
Yeah, it's cool as fuck.
Don't know.
Yeah, that is very cool, I'll give you that.
But
it's not very practical.
$10,000 though.
10 grand it costs.
Yeah, buy one.
Pass.
Are you not getting one?
Can I rent one? Can I get one from Blockbuster?
You can ride one for a day for like $1,000.
Yeah, I might do that.
Or you can meet the team for $5,000.
Well, I don't want to meet the team.
For more money. 5 times the money to meet Jill.
No, I just want to...
Bang Jill for $5,000.
I just want to stand on it, really. And go, oh yeah.
Yeah.
But what's its limitations?
I mean, its limitations, I guess, is that...
Can it only ride on that little skate ramp that we see?
Yeah, it can only ride on like copper surfaces.
I don't have a skate ramp.
Yeah. They're going to make like a hover park somewhere. Tony Hawk's going to be there. But I think that basically this is like a proof of concept for their hover technology, which they actually want to use on like trains and shit. So, which makes sense. Makes perfect sense.
Will the tracks even exist?
Yeah, I mean there'd be this copper material or whatever it is.
You just hover above it. But
yeah,
why?
so.
Why? Because we have we have trains already.
I don't know. They seem really trustworthy and white. Yeah. So I mean,
yeah, they do seem to know what they're doing.
They seem like suburban Americans who have a lot of money and nice people and go to church.
Yeah,
so I'm sort of just going to trust them. If they say that hover trains will be better, then I believe them. They didn't say this, but just implicit in the way they dress is that it's probably going to save the environment.
Yeah.
It's probably going to cure all the poverty.
Yeah. So true.
They probably give a lot to charity, so good for them.
But think how long it took to make the railway networks we have in this country, in America, in the world.
Yeah.
Think how many Chinese people we had to work to death. Thousands.
Yeah.
Thousands. Work to death to build, the railway.
It's not even that funny because it's horrible.
It's true. It's true. We just hire them, they'll die, and we'll get some more.
Yeah.
That's how it worked. It's a famous thing. And it took years and years and years. And obviously, technological advancements, we could probably do it a bit quicker.
Yeah, they probably won't work people to death, just in, like, burns.
But exactly, they won't work people to death. It'll take longer. Because people won't work 18 hours a day. You'll clock in, and you'll work an 8-hour day.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll go home. And although there's technological advancements, when you're putting down the pinnacle, or whether this is a pinnacle or not, I don't know, but putting down something new, as advanced as you are, this is still new.
Yeah.
And so it's going to take a long time to even put a prototype railway from, Surrey to Essex.
Yeah, that's true.
Let alone get rid of all the railways we have and have had for a while, and are still making and producing and fixing now, and will do for the next 20 years.
What if you could get from like Scotland to London in like a minute?
That'd be great, but I don't often go to Scotland.
That's true, but it'd still be worth it though. It'd still be really cool. I just made it up.
I've no idea what it costs. It's the same idea of like Concorde. You could get London to New York much quicker.
Yeah.
But it costs loads more.
But that's because there were two options. There was Concorde or the other option. If Concorde was the only option, they wouldn't have been able to charge that much for it because people would have been up in arms saying this is our only choice of travel. You can't just charge us that much money to commute.
To just fly, yeah.
So and unless they built another track of rails alongside the existing tracks, I mean they'd have to rip out tracks and replace them with these hover tracks.
Just gonna
so they couldn't make it extortionate. I suppose they could make it so that the tracks work with both types of train.
That would be perfect.
Because then they could extort people to go and have a train.
Yeah, you could.
They could say, you can have the normal train or you can have the really quick hover train for rich white people.
Which is basically what happens now. You can get the Virgin train that gets you to London in an hour and a minute.
Yeah.
Or you can get
the London Midland.
The London Midland for, half the price sometimes. A lot less.
Yeah.
But it'll take double the time.
Yeah.
Well, I'll go for the cheap one, please.
But it's fine though, because you've got podcasts like this to listen to on the train.
Yeah, I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
So but that's because I'm money orientated.
Yeah. And also you don't need to be anywhere on time.
Yeah.
If you needed to be at work by 7 AM.
Yeah, I wouldn't get up at 5.
Yeah, you wouldn't get up an hour earlier.
No, of course I wouldn't. But if I had the money, if my disposable income wasn't what it is now, and was much more. Then,
more than what it is now?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
But that's the same reason why, rappers buy planes, and because it's all just disposable income and stuff they want.
Yeah.
You go, oh, that's so extravagant. But maybe within their budget it's not. So
yeah.
Whatever, it's fine.
What can you think of, other than trains and this hoverboard, which, let's face it, is probably going to be better on paper? What other applications can you think of for hover technology?
Mail delivery?
Yeah.
Any form of delivery.
Yeah, I was just thinking that as well.
Yeah, fast food. Stuff like that.
Fast food, like throwing a burger along it.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But they already give you the burger.
Yeah,
it's already as immediate as it
good
could
gimmick,
possibly
wouldn't
be.
it? Like a sushi, like carousel.
Yeah.
Just all the sushi float, you just grab it.
Yeah.
That look cool as shit.
Yeah. I don't know if this has much application beyond gimmickry. But just the way they said it.
Surfing, mid-air surfing.
Hoverboard. Same as exactly a hoverboard.
Yeah, but on water, it's cool.
Oh, you want to do it on water like on Back to the Future 2?
Yeah, maybe.
And then Biff is like, oh, you can't use the hoverboard on water, idiot. And he's already on the water and he's like, oh no. Oh. And his battery dies.
Does he fall in the water?
Yeah, I think so.
Fucking Biff.
No, Marty falls in the water, Biff's alright.
Fucking Biff.
Yeah. Useless.
Yeah. No, hoverboards would be cool, but I feel like I don't need them. I feel like it's not something my life is screaming for.
I'm gonna play the rest of this video and see if Jill and Greg talk at the end of it, because there was a part where they talked where your rational thinking just turns off and you just sort of believe them, or it did for me anyway.
Okay,
and I was like, oh, you seem so trustworthy.
Let's have a look.
Hi, I'm Greg Henderson.
And I'm Jill Henderson. We're the founders of Hendo. The Hendo Hoverboard is something that has to be experienced in order to understand. Words cannot describe it.
The underlying technology is totally scalable. We can make it really small or really big. And solving for the problem of lift also revealed the solution for propulsion and control. We are able to turn, move, drive around in any direction, go up and down slopes, or do it all at once if we like.
Imagine a vehicle with all the freedom of a car and all the efficiency of a high-speed train. With our hover engines, that is now possible.
The Hendo Hoverboard is just the first step. It's a proof of concept, the simplest path for demonstrating our new technology in a way everyone can understand.
It's a dream realized. When you support our Kickstarter campaign, one of the options is the Hendo Developer Kit, the white box.
Inside, you'll find a hover engine that you can use to hover whatever you like. You no longer need to be a scientist in a lab to be a part of building the future. By putting this technology in your hands, who knows what we can develop together? The wheel may finally have some competition.
Thanks for believing.
Do you see what I mean? They didn't really say anything there.
There's nothing
They
there.
didn't.
There's no
He
substance.
basically said at the end, like, "Who knows?" Which basically means we don't know.
The wheel's good. This might be also good.
Yeah.
Find
But,
out.
I mean, like the way they said it and the music behind it and everything. If you're not really thinking about it, it's just like, wow, yeah, this is the future. But when you think about it, it isn't. How is it?
Yeah.
Like we've already got wheels which are better because you can brake. You can't stop. You
Yeah, how
can't
do you
stop a
stop?
hover thing. There are so many problems with it, and you'd have to like make all of the roads everywhere out of this difficult to obtain metal.
Yeah, copper's expensive as shit.
Yeah.
People steal it from like above railway lines.
Yeah,
And
like
die.
you're not going to be able to drive your hover car from North Africa to South Africa
No.
because they probably won't have the money to build the infrastructure
all over
yeah.
the country.
Like tarmac is relatively cheap. That's one of the benefits of wheeled cars, and you can drive them off road, a lot of them as well.
And even if they did solve all these problems, iron it out,
Yeah.
it's still going to be many, many years before you turn what we have now into that. The like gradual progression is going to take so long.
Yeah, because it requires so much infrastructure.
Yeah.
I mean, we're being
Money.
naysays about it, so you know maybe.
It'll be cool.
Maybe
It'll be cool
it will
to have
happen.
one, but it's just like a gadget.
Yeah,
It's
it
a
is.
funny,
Yeah.
funky gadget that Jason Bradbury would go, "Whoa, this is crazy!" on the gadget show.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll go, "Whoa," and that's it. We'll go, "Oh, I'm above the ground." Oh yeah. I go in a plane that's like 40,000 feet in the air. That's more cool to me.
Yeah. Yeah, planes already do that, but more higher.
Yeah, more higher and more faster.
Yeah, more higher, more faster, louder, which is cool. Bigger.
Yeah.
Fit
And
more
you can
people
watch
on
films like.
it. Yeah, and get food.
Yeah. And if you're really lucky, hand job.
Can you eat a meal and get a hand job on a hoverboard? Doubtful.
Yeah, it'd be difficult. It'd be tricky.
Yeah, you'd rip your frenulum. You don't want to do that. Right.
I'd like a hoverboard if anyone's listening though. If they want to buy me one,
If someone wants to send us a TFC hoverboard, fine. We'll take it.
We'll
take
review it and go, "Oh, it's cool."
We won't.
But no, we
necessarily-
won't because we haven't got any fucking copper to ride it on.
Well, they'll give us that, won't they?
They'll give us like a 6x4 bit of copper. And
No,
we'll
they'll
go,
install a
good
hover
luck.
park in Nuneaton locally.
Yeah.
We'll be the only ones with the board, so it'll be great.
They'll get rid of Riv.
There won't be
We'll
any poor
just have
people
that.
there because it's so.
Yeah. People steal the
difficult
copper
access.
if
Yeah, that's so true.
they make a copper park that you need
People will go there at night and just
People will just
lift the
take
copper
it
up.
and sell it.
People go to abandoned buildings and,
Yeah,
and
rip it
take
up.
take out the copper wiring and piping.
Well, that's what they do above like railway lines, and that's electrified, and people
Yeah.
like die.
Yeah.
That's how valuable. Well, how valuable it is, I suppose. I don't know how valuable it is, but
I mean,
People
valuable
do it.
enough that people
yeah,
make livings. Just,
risk their lives.
Yeah. So yeah, hoverboards.
I saw that in a documentary about Detroit. You know, Detroit's gone to shit.
Yeah.
It was just people who just break into abandoned buildings and just rip shit from it and sell
Really?
it. Yeah.
I wouldn't do that.
Illegal scrapping.
But I don't need to, so there you go.
I've got a network, so
I've got a podcast network as
I
well.
don't need to break into abandoned buildings.
What's your network called?
TFC network.
Same network.
Oh, cool.
Oh, brilliant. That's twice the everything, really. So that's good. Twice the money.
I love
Twice the
TFC.
income. It's good, isn't it?
It's so good. Makes me so much money. I'm so rich.
Yeah.